Hello class, my name is Veitch. My pronouns are she, hers, and hers. And I would describe my intersectionality as a young adult middle class female. I come from a culturally diverse background where I believe it comes with both its advantages and disadvantages when in regards to child welfare. When working in child welfare, you predominantly are serving underserved communities from very, very diverse backgrounds. And I believe in that particular aspect, I can be relatable. I myself come from an immigrant parent where I have firsthand experienced the hardships in receiving services, also blatant discrimination. And having gone through some of those experiences, I believe that I do have a different understanding in connection to underserved populations. And I can relate, especially coming from a diverse background. Our upbringings are not necessarily deemed as what is standard here. So in that aspect, I believe it is also very relatable to others. Some ways in which I believe it could come as a disadvantage is that some individuals have an idea of what essentially a proper professional would quote unquote look like. What I mean by that is, for an example, in my current role, I am a victim advocate at the state attorney's office here in Broward County. My title there is a victim advocate, and I have had victims in the past request to have a different advocate because they believe that, for example, a Caucasian person could provide superior work than myself, and I have had to transfer cases because of that. So for sure, that definitely is a disadvantage within the work. Now, I definitely have considered the idea of intersectionality in the past because I've taken classes, criminal justice classes, where this has been brought up, and also just in general because I know as a society we all have our own individual biases, and unfortunately that does affect our schools, our criminal justice system, and especially again working within the Broward County State Attorney's Office. Another way I see that playing out in that work in the court systems. So for example, a lot of times many people that come from the Black and brown community, I see how their cases play out very differently than for example, a Caucasian person, because their financial standing, they don't have the means to afford proper lawyers, and because of that they are more than likely given a lot more time than their counterparts. So definitely I can see how that affects, and again, I feel like everybody does have their own biases, and it plays out in our community all the time, and it's very unfortunate. I also completely agree with Dr. Crenshaw because I believe it is everybody's responsibility to be aware of their own biases and the labels that they put on others, because in order to provide the best and most adequate services, we have to start with the change within ourselves, to acknowledge that we have some of these biases and work on how to better that so we can properly serve our communities. And as she stated, we can't change outcomes without understanding how they came about. So thank you guys.